like no matter what, Missy delivers. What do you think? Yeah, let's take that up. Welcome everyone to our daily success call. We went live 10 seconds early because you know our policy. If you can't be on time, be early, and we are. So I do see some of my favorite peoples here, and I'm stationary. Oh, look at that. I've got Wi-Fi. I'm sitting in my brother's dining room. They're out right now with the looking for Amish people down at the mill. I see DL, Missy, Crystal, Jan. Hey, Chris, Clarence, Tony. Tony's here. Linda's here. Mark, good to see you, Mark. Mark's in his car. Catherine, Ishmael, brother, glad you're here. Anissa, Yosi, Leslie's here. Leslie's become a staple here in this group. I know I'm in the right place. As soon as I see Leslie, I'm like, yes, I'm in the right place now. Hi, Susan. Good to see you. Sharon, Judith, Gabe. I met Gabe just earlier. And Pauline's here. Lynette, good to see. Colleen and Liana and Lydiana. And more people than I can even fit on this screen. So once again, welcome. I am John Lavenia. In case you're new here and you don't know yet what you're in for, buckle your seatbelt because we're going to have a conversation today. And it's one that Missy, my sister from another person, brought up, having to do with, well, you know what, Missy and everyone, you can give me like one word and like I could probably run on it for like a few hours. You gave me more than one. So let's have a little conversation about this. What I wanted to bring up to everyone today is the idea of competition, which is on the minds of entrepreneurs, especially when you're engaging in something new for you, but not new for everybody else, right? Am I late to the party? Did I miss the party over here? You know, one of the businesses that my wife and I run, e-commerce shopping club business, been around for decades. And it's the stats just keep going up and up and up. And we haven't been around for decades in that enterprise. And yet 6-figure income, like almost effortless. I mean, compared to a lot of the stuff that I've done, which is, you know, laborious and costly and, you know, investments and all this kind of stuff. Why is that? Why is it that something that has been on the rise for a long time can continue to be on the rise? Even, you know, for those of us who are showing up new into e-commerce, you may have never engaged in internet before, but now out of perhaps necessity or, you know, changes, life changes, right? And now you've got to do something. Actually, you don't have to do anything. I suppose you could just sit there. You could, you know, wait for a handout or panhandle. You could do whatever you want, okay? But you've chosen to do something about it. But it's something different. It's something that you haven't experienced before. So you're out of your comfort zone, and you may feel like a fish out of water, and you may be confronting the enormity of the marketplace and thinking, how do I even have a shot, right? Here I was, my coffee cup, and there's millions of coffee cups, right? That's a great question. I'm glad you brought it up. Right. And so where I got the idea for this topic from was Missy was talking about reviewing some of the reviews, reading some reviews on a book, which I've mentioned several times because it's had such an impact on my life and millions of other people who have made lots of money. OK, there's an indicator, too. Oh, you mean there's more money to be made? Oh, yeah, there's lots more. Think of it like pie. Right? Some people think I get more pie, you get less, right? Like competition, like there's limited supply. No. We can go make as much pie as we want. Okay. There's no limit to the amount of pie we can have. Right. And if you get more, that doesn't mean anybody else gets less. So let's get rid of that idea out of your mind right now. But she brought up negative reviews, which you'll get to. We all, you know, anyone who's doing anything is going to have critics. What did Albert Hubbard say? He said, to avoid criticism, do nothing, say nothing, be nothing. Okay, so there's that path if you want to go on it. But the idea that Napoleon Hill, who wrote this tremendous book that took 20 years to write, Think and Grow Rich, could have people in modern times saying, oh, this doesn't work. Oh, I can't get rich. Missy, what was some of the more colorful?
The first one was, this book is boring.
Boring.
I know I can't get rich, but this is a good book, and this book is not for our time.
Right. Boring. I know I can't, and it's not for our time. So disqualified. What are people actually disqualifying when they say stuff like that? Is it actually a reflection on the book, which has ostensibly and purportedly helped more people and had more of an impact on more people than any other book of its type?
They're prisoners of their generation. They don't even want to think beyond the borders of their eyeballs. I don't know what's wrong with that. Sad.
Okay, well, got it. Yeah, and so we as thinking people can look upon that.
You're lagging.
And it's easy to be critical. Like any idiot show up and criticize. Okay, really, there's no way I'm having an internet problem today. I refuse to have internet problems today. I am stationary. No internet problems, says me. I now decree to the gods. All right, no internet problems for John today. I have spoken. All right.
We're in
Very good.
Amish country.
No more lagging.
And I'm being honest. Get those goats running on the treadmill. I need my internet. All right. What are we talking about before I had an internet challenge?
Critics everywhere.
Critics, right. So in our mind, if we could imagine, kind of like the angel and the devil on your shoulders, right? So we've got the performer and we have the critic. I actually got this from a guy named Ed Stracher, who created a program back in the 1980s, I think, called Reading Genius. It was a speed reading and comprehension. That's important. Okay, it's not just read fast, but like remember what you read. So it was called Reading Genius, and it was his approach to faster reading and comprehension. Anyway, he said that in all of us we've got the performer and the critic, kind of like the good angel or the devil or whatever. And the performer wants to do what? Wants to produce, wants to create something, wants to perform. And then, we've got the critic. The critic never produces anything, but it sure has a lot of opinions, right? Kind of like a food critic or a movie critic or whatever, right? You take all the net product of all the criticism ever, and it doesn't amount to, one hill of beans compared to just, one mediocre performance. Okay. So, but people rely on that a lot. People look at the reviews, don't they? Right. This is social proof or disproof of, the viability of a product. We're going to get to that here in just a minute. But the idea that we've got both inside of us, and it's easy to be critical, right? You don't need any brain power to do that, right? Is anything perfect? I could find, look, I was a professional automotive and diesel diagnostician. So what is involved in that? Find problems and fix them. Okay. I'm really good at finding what's wrong with stuff. Expert at it. Now, does that serve me in my business? If I'm walking around in a chronic state of, being critical or something, what does that reveal about me? What is the saying? When you judge, it doesn't, say anything about the other person. It identifies you as a person who needs to be judgmental or whatever. Okay. So I've suspended judgment a lot of ways. And not in all ways, right? So we're still entitled to our opinions and whatever, for whatever it's worth. Okay. But when we look at people who could just dismiss something that is so profound in the eyes of other people, what are we actually getting to here? We're getting to a couple of different phenomena. One is that, as I already alluded to, you as a person who's a thinking person, you as a person who gives a little bit more discernment and values education above just mere entertainment, you really have no competition when you think about it. So here's this enormous marketplace. And in fact, we talk about this in our business launch strategy sessions, which some of you just went through today. The idea that you could actually put yourself in such a position where you don't experience like competition, like stuff just starts to roll off your back. Because you're so on purpose and all you see is the carrot, right? We talked about the carrot, the goal, right? And that now, because you've sort of left the herd of consumers, there's times to be a consumer, but now that you've identified yourself as a producer, right? Or as the performer, as Ed Stracher would say, you're now a producer. Well, are most people that? I mean, think about this. If you look around society, life, whatever, are most people consumers or producers? Consumers, clearly, like way huge majority. Do for me, give to me, right? Or let me see if I can go ahead and subscribe to whatever the corporate agenda is, right? So there's producers, there's decision makers who decided what you're going to do to get your paycheck, right? So you're consuming a paycheck, right? Now you still have to produce something, but if you look at the balance, or imbalance between production and consumption. A lot of people and now maybe I'm sounding critical, a lot of people are heavy on the consumer side. Again, there's a time to be a consumer. But what are you producing? If we can balance those flows like the tide, right? So how much tide's coming in, how much is going out? Because here's the truth of it. You can't break the law. You can only break yourself against the law. So if you want more currency coming in, well, then you must outflow more value, benefits out into society, into the marketplace, right? So people who are just sitting around being critical because you produced something, I don't like your coffee cup design, nah, right? Okay, great. Let's see yours. Oh, well, I haven't, Oh, okay, great. Well, great news, because there's 1,000 other people who love my freaking coffee cup. Okay. And by the way, here's another one. You like that one? How about this one? How about that one? Here's 1,000. Here's 2,000, right? And maybe today they're critical of product number one from producer Missy or something, right? But 2 months from now, they can't live without product number 352 from that same producer. So we've got to be the producer. We've got to be cause, not so much effect. We've got to be cause. And there's times to be both. Okay. But what we're talking about is balancing those flows. Now, if you do that, because of the nature of most people, we could say, you really have no competition. How many producers are there? You guys remember back to the idea of the performer and the critic. There was a movie, Mel Brooks, classic movie. I'm sure totally offensive by today's standards, right? Everyone's offended about everything, right? It was called History of the World Part 1. Anyone ever seen that? Yeah, hilarious. And the opening scenes, it was the cavemen, right? And they're wearing their animal furs or whatever. And they're rising up out of the mud or whatever. and then there was this guy, Ugg or whatever his name was, and he was drawing the first piece of art. He was drawing the buffalo or whatever on the cave wall, and he was putting his heart into it, and he's painting with the straw or whatever he's got, the grass brush that he made. And then the narrator was Orson Welles. You guys remember Orson Welles? Those of you who've been around for a little bit, what a voice that guy had, yeah. Right? So Orson Welles said, and with the birth of the artist came the inevitable afterbirth of the critic. And this other caveman walks up and urinates all over the first painting, right? So again, like Hubbard said, to avoid criticism, do nothing, say nothing, be nothing. I personally, I'd rather have an effect. I mean, what are we doing here? Now we're getting a bit, into existentialism, but why are we here? To have an effect. Great. What effect are you going to have? So again, that's a statement of cause. That's a statement of responsibility. What part of this situation right now with these potential customers, and there's billions of them, what part of this can I be responsible for? You, Mr. and Mrs. Customer, are living with that awful coffee cup right now. And you are living in painful ignorance of this awesome coffee cup. So let me enlighten you, right? Here, take a look at this, right? Ah, that's right. That's right. Oh, you want that, don't you? Great. Give me $20, $30, whatever it is, right? And now you have uplifted someone else's life. That guy over there, he doesn't want your coffee cup, but these people do. We got to keep focusing on what benefit are we providing for our ideal target audience, which clearly isn't everyone. I don't like the coffee cup. You like the coffee cup. Fantastic, right? Great news. We got 7.5 billion people. Those are 7.5 billion variables, and they change every day. That which you didn't like yesterday, last year, last month, right? Now you can't live without it. Okay, great. This is why advertising and marketing is so powerful and so workable, because I mean, you think about some of the stuff that you have in your room right now. Look around your room, assuming you're in your room, or if you're in your car, like some of you are driving, look around. The car that you're actually in right now didn't exist a little while ago. It certainly didn't exist for you, but then you made a buying decision, a significant one, and you bought it. Now you're driving it, right? So the question once again is, what can I induce to cause benefits in the lives of others and to induce decision on the part of those ideal target customers, right? To exchange some of that money, which they don't want the money. They want the cup, they want the shirt, they want the benefit of that. What can I do to induce a decision in that person unapologetically to then make their life better with that awesome coffee cup design? Now, what is the cup worth intrinsically? This is something to keep in mind, because we were talking, this whole conversation started with the idea of a book. Okay, so here's a book. I'm an author, so I'm sensitive to this, right? So what's the book worth? I don't know, in terms of paper value or something, 10 cents, nothing. I don't know. I don't know what's paper worth these days. But what are the ideas in the book worth? Oh, now we're talking, right? So I've made millions by reading books, millions. Okay. So here's $20, here's $30. I paid $150 for a book. Okay, because I have some expectation about what I can get out of it. There's a book called As a Man Thinketh by James Allen, written in 1903. It's a short book. It's like 4 or 5 little chapters. It's like a pamphlet more than a book, really. You can read it in one sitting. Chapter 2 alone is worth 20 grand. I'll tell you right now. Chapter 2, the effect of thought on circumstances. Holy crapoly. Yeah. And guess what it costs you to get that? Free. In fact, I'll give you a free copy right now. It's out of copyright, long out of copyright. Okay, so this is free, public domain. I'm sure like a bunch of people have republished it, put their own cover on it, written a foreword or something so they can tell you how great the book is. As a Man Thinketh, here it comes, copy link, and it is now in the chat for your reading pleasure. The English is older, so grab a dictionary. Okay, 1903, people had much bigger vocabularies back then, which is another indicator, right? About who are these people? Who are these people to be critical of the book that has had such an impact? These people who barely have an education, people who probably went past half the words in the book, they didn't even understand what they mean, like what they really mean. Don't assume anything, right? What is the author really trying to say to me? Okay, so are we going to, here's what I do. When I go into to Amazon or any website to make a buying decision, and that's why people go, right, to shop and to buy stuff, I look at the reviews, of course, right? That's powerful stuff. If I see, 4.5 stars, let's say just arbitrarily, 4.5 stars, 1,000 reviews, and then I go into the review section, maybe even look at some pictures. Some people photograph their products. Oh, very nice, right? Look, it worked for me, or it didn't work for me, right? And I will look at the 1-star reviews and I will kind of evaluate the source. Here's someone who can't spell, can't make sentences, griping about why this product is worthless and how it failed them. And I don't know, I was recently looking at gloves for like, tactical use. It's got some knuckles, it's got some protection, for running around in the mud and shooting guns and all this kind of stuff. And we're talking about what, a $25, $30 item. Some people loved it. Most people loved it. A couple people hated it. And the glove failed me. All right, so maybe you got a one with the bad stitching or something. That's forgiven, I think, but you can always return it. There's no need to make a big gripe about it or whatever. So I kind of evaluate the source, okay? But here's, I think, overlying all of this is the reality that all this stuff that we're dealing with here.
You're lagging.
You're breaking up again.
All of the stuff is subject. Yeah, your internet connection is unstable. Unstable. Let me know when I'm stable, you guys.
There you go.
You're
okay.
stable.
Okay, thank you. You got those goats, right? Thank you. Okay. So, bigger carrot. Hang the bigger carrot. Okay. So, all of this stuff that we're dealing with is subjective value stuff. So here in the system and with the methods that you're learning, we're not talking so much about the utility of the product being offered to the public. Here's a cup, okay, and it holds liquid, and in this case, water, because I choose water, because I live in the desert. Water is like as good as it gets. And let's see, it looks like it's well made. It's got some color to it, like a gray. Nice, okay. Now, there are probably other cups that you can get, water glasses, right, that could be of different designs, capacities, colors, non-color, right, clear. Why this cup? Did they pay more? I don't know. This is my brother and his wife bought this. Maybe they paid more. Maybe they paid less. Maybe it was on sale. I don't know, okay. But the utility of the cup, of the item, is not what we're buying. Make sure you understand that. So just like the book, which is worth almost nothing in terms of paper value, okay? What is it worth to the end user? Totally subjective now, totally subjective. And that's where you, with your unique combination of ideas and experiences and education and connection, right? Like what you understand about that market segment, which I don't understand. I don't know. I'm, if you want to sell something to me, it's going to have to be about, Harleys or, firearms or, certainly family life, right? That's something important to me. Patriot kind of stuff. I love that. Right. But like your sewing thing, Jan, I don't know. You're doing knitting. I don't know anything about that. Right. So, yeah, there you go. I mean, it's very nice. OK, for millions of people, I'm not one of them. Right. So what are we talking about? Subjective value, perceived value, not intrinsic value. It's not about the stuff itself. It's about the emotions that it brings up in the ideal target audience. Does that make sense, you guys? Okay. And if you're vanilla, you're ignored. Right. So try and perform. Right. Be a producer now and receive no criticism. Good luck. Good luck. You've got to polarize people. And some people are more willing to do that than others. Right. But if you're vanilla, you're ignored. So otherwise, it's all white cups for everyone. And we could all be clones. Right. Here's the cup. And it's white. And that's it. What's that worth? 50 cents? This is the value of your individuality, which I personally celebrate, and your decisiveness, and your savvy. Because I'll tell you what, there are people right now on the internet throwing hundreds of thousands of dollars at experiments, which may or may not bear fruit. But I know people who've been doing e-commerce for years and they still haven't broken even. Because every time they take a swing, it's money, like real money. We're not talking about a few $1,000 or whatever, like real money. And there's lots of different paths. And look, some people have a stomach for that, right? You want to go throw a couple $100,000 on the table, get a few products sourced, custom labels, and all this other kind of stuff. Have at it. I just talked to one of my clients, is one of my private coaching and consulting clients, who, great lady, came up with a formula. Like a spray misting formula for, I guess, menopausal women for the hot flashes. You squirt the stuff on your face, right? And it's got the herbs, I don't know, herbs and spices. I don't know. I'm not a menopausal woman, but if I was, I'd probably want to cool down, right, with the hot flashes. Okay, so she got the formula, right, custom, formulation, and then she had to get the bottling done with the, the squirty bottles and everything, which came out of China, and they botched it like really bad. It was like a stream. So here you are, menopausal woman, squirt, right into your eye, like a stream of liquid, and the bottles are leaking. I got to reorder the bottles. We got to rebottle all the crap now. Here's the second shipment from China. Here, have more money. Oh, the shipping is delayed. Oh, customs. And now they finally come, and apparently something happened in shipping, and it's all mold, and the whole box full of mold. Oh, what do we do? Sure. Right. So at this point, just selling off her inventory, the workable inventory that's usable, right? She could break even, and then find a different, bottling, company or whatever, manufacturer for the, the plastics. But wow, she's thousands of dollars down the road, and not big money, maybe 10 grand, 20, I don't know. Okay, we're talking a small deal, but even something like that, right? Great idea. Okay, but it takes a bit to get stuff like that going, right? And she's not paying her bills with it. So think about that, guys. You can take swing after swing, and yeah, you'll have critics. I mean, as long as the cup doesn't fall apart, but that's, all right, exchange, warranty, whatever. But the idea that you can have such an impact with so little risk, I think is pretty profound. Yeah. So yeah, you're late to the party. Guess what? The party's just getting started. All right. So don't worry about the clock right now. You just look at what you can produce And just understand that you really don't have much competition. I mean, what do we got right now? Live with us right now, 58 people here on this live broadcast. Let's say we have another 100 that watch the recording. So that's 150 people out of 7.5 billion, right? 150 people are in this conversation right now. And by the way, we've got more members than that, okay? But this is the amount of people who've chosen to show up today at this time or on the recording for this particular broadcast. I think that's terribly pleasing. I think, my goodness, how could we lose? I mean, the target is so friggin' huge, and there's so few of us shooting. Ooh, well, we got to win. You got to be very talented to fail at this deal. Very talented indeed. And I know you're all talented, but you're not that talented. I mean, we're going to succeed with this, and that's what I expect. And hopefully, that's what you expect. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for listening to me. And thank you for being here. Tomorrow, guess where I'm going to be? I'm going to be in Phoenix. Hooray for me. All right. Although I did just take a motorcycle ride with my brother. My brother is an avid motorcyclist, like racing and all that kind of stuff. Broken almost every bone in his body. But yeah, so we just got to ride to the diner. Good old East Coast diner, Missy. And you know, the diners where, like 24 hours a day. And it's like, what do you want? You want like prime rib? Oh, you want breakfast? Oh, you want a turkey sandwich? Like anything you want all day. The menu's like that thick. Yeah, one of those. With the huge cakes when you walk in. There's like the coconut custard pie. And yeah, like all of it. Yeah, we just picked out. All right, I'm done talking. Who else wants to talk? Commence talking, please. Jan made the first sound and it immediately muted her microphone. I love you, Jan. You're awesome. By the way, is that crochet or knitting or what is that art that you're doing there? What is this? And then we'll hear from Linda. Linda, you're up next. What is that, Jan? I can't hear you, Jan. Please unmute your microphone, Jan. I see blue. I don't hear noise. I see blue.
It's a hot pad, so you can take your pan out of your oven.
Right, but what is the practice of making
Crochet.
it? What is it? Crochet. Okay, there you go. Nice, looks good. You know what? Yeah, and I don't like burning my hand. Not that I cook, but you know, if I did. So there's two things I don't do: crochet and cook. Thank you, Jan. All right, so we got Linda and Donna, and then Mark. Hi, Linda, you've got the floor. Please come on down.
I just wonder if there's any artists in this group, because I struggle a little bit. This could be kind of more of a technical question, but I love the creative part of it. I mean, I'm a painter. I have images, and it's hard for me to think about only using words and keeping it simple, because I love creating the art part of it. That's who I am the most. So I just wonder if there's any other artists in here that struggle with that, or am I on the wrong track?
Well, no, I think, and you can certainly get with other people who are more art oriented. But the idea of simple that's kind of subjective, right? I've got some pretty ornate stuff. I think many of you have seen my Harley Davidson cup, for example, and it's got the skull and the flames and all that kind of. That's art. Okay, now that happens to be a registered copyright, you know, where they could sell a cup for $30 or $40 because it's got the barn shield on it. But yeah, people, let's say you wanted to sell me a cup. Okay, you know, could you do like a flame thing, or you know, maybe black and you know, stuff like that? Yeah, I'm a player, so I wouldn't belabor like the subjective value of your art, and like the technology is very secondary here. It's not a technology business. So you're definitely in the right place, but there is going to be some left brain stuff to go with the right brain stuff. You know, there is going to be,
Right.
But we've got a lot of creative people here. And look, I'm an artist. I was in bands. That's an art, right? That's music, right? It's I didn't make money with it. We were doing heavy metal on the Jersey Shore. It's not terribly profitable, but you know, we had fun. You know, sold some T-shirts and whatever. Anyway, I hope that helps. And definitely, you're not alone. You are not alone. Any other artists, get with Linda and you guys can talk about art. Let's see who's next. Donna, and then Mark, and then Anissa. Hey, Donna, you've got the floor. Come on down.
Hey, everyone.
There she is.
I haven't shared in a while, but I feel really compelled to share today because I'm going back to work next Monday and I'm like dreading it. I took a month off because I was so burned out from my job. And I wasn't planning on taking this course. I stumbled upon this course like a week and a half after I started my break, and I thought, oh, I'm just gonna, I take a break, recover, work on some art, to like heal my soul. And but stumbling on this course is also healing my soul in a way, because it's just I'm like so determined and so excited and so inspired. So I've been hustling at this for the past 2.5 weeks. Yesterday, I just got my Amazon account approved. I've been uploading on Etsy every day. I'm just like fired up. And now I have like a few more days left until I have to go back to work. And it's the job that led me to burnout. So I'm like, oh, I'm going through a lot of internal conflicts, but I'm just really grateful that I discovered this course, because I feel like I'm on the right path. My goal is to generate passive income this year so that I don't have to burn out again like that. And eventually I can leave my job. And so I'm just really grateful. I got a lot done in the past 2.5 weeks. I just wanted to celebrate, because I have never like worked that. I mean, I've worked hard. I always work hard, but I've never worked so hard and feel like it's not work. Like, I feel like all of my gifts I'm utilizing all of my gifts, because I'm also a designer. And I love building teams and systems. So I already have like a team of 4 people helping me with my business, 3 designers, a project manager. So this whole time I've just been building my system so that when I go back to work, it's more, we have like a system, and all I'm doing is managing and doing the quality control. And I really understand what you're saying, Linda, about being a creative too. So I'm really trying my best not to overcomplicate the designs, because I understand the psychology behind making it too complex, but then I'm having fun with a few. And so, yeah, I'm just really grateful for this community and for this course. And I just wanted to just motivate or encourage anybody who's feeling stuck to stick with it. I mean, even for me, and I've been through many courses, other passive income stream courses, and like drop shipping and all this stuff. I've like explored so many things, but I feel like this is a really steady way and grounded way to build passive income, and in a way that doesn't make you feel like you have to make that drastic decisions. I think this is a really, really stable way to build passive income, because I mean, I just been through all of it. I've launched a virtual summit. I've kind of like done all the online course stuff. And I'm kind of tired of putting myself out there, and I just want to be in the background and hustle in silence, right? So yeah, I just want to encourage you guys to keep going. And everyone's going to have challenges, because we all have our own strengths, but also play on your strengths. So I hope that helps. Thank you
Awesome.
for giving me an opportunity to share that. I'm really excited.
So glad you're
I'm
here.
just like, oh, I'm trying to do as much as I can before I go back to work. So.
Right. Well, that actually can be an advantage too, Donna, because, Parkinson's law, work expands to fill the time allowed for it. So you got to tighten it up, right? Nice.
Yeah. I mean, look how much I've done in 2.5 weeks. I'm really proud of myself. So, yeah, but I can't wait to grow this. I can't wait for Q4. Just, list. I love the whole mentality behind this course.
Beautiful. So glad you're here, my friend. Great virtual background as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's really great. She got that salmon colored peacock chair going on. All right. That brings us to our friend, Mark, who is in a very different environment right now. Mark, in your car. Hello, sir. How are you?
Doing well, John. How are you?
Good.
Good. I took some inspiration from you yesterday, so I'm in the car today.
Oh, good.
That's what's going on. So yeah, basically, I was wondering about the group that somebody created here for like the UK candidates. So I was just wondering if she's here on the call to kind of share some information about that or something.
Sure. I think Missy made a group, and some of the Brits have a group, and Canada. I don't know. Anybody can enlighten Mark on that? That would be great.
He's talking about the girl who did the WhatsApp group.
WhatsApp, right? Okay.
I don't have we don't have a group. We're just two
Well,
friends
Mark,
operating right now.
there you
Um,
go. It looks like it's kings to you, Mark. So do it.
I don't think
Yeah.
she's here today. I thought it was Anissa, but it's somebody else.
Okay. Well, we're going to hear from Anissa next. So maybe she's got a group.
Well,
But
Missy,
Mark,
I'm one state over from you, so I don't. I'm not in the
No, I
UK.
thought it was you who brought it up. It was another girl in England.
No, she's from the UK.
Yeah,
She has a WhatsApp group, but I don't have any of that contact information.
me neither.
okay. Well, Mark, you could certainly create something. You guys can get together. Again, this room is open all day. So whatever you guys want to do, you know.
Probably sign up a little early tomorrow and then try to get that started.
Okay, great. Good stuff. Thank you, Mark. Glad you're here, brother. Anissa, you've had your hand up for a bit. What's going on with you?
Hi. So I'm an accountant, so I can't get creative because if I get creative, then I could probably end up in jail. So that's my biggest challenge at this particular point. I really don't have any design experience, but I do have friends that are designers. And one of the things that I actually started to do because I had some fear coming up about a saying or something that I wanted to put on a mug. And I think I mentioned this before that I actually got the saying and I created like all these different styles using the app WordSwag. And because I'm not creative, I just went into the app that I've had on my phone forever. And I just typed in 3 little words and then I just started going through the different fonts. And before you know it, I think I have with the same saying, I have 12 different styles. So for those of you non-creative people, try to maybe download that WordSwag app and just go through the font styles and the design styles and see if there's anything that might catch your eye. Because like I said, I came up with, I think there are like 12 of them that I have, just, different fonts, different type graphs, I guess, and different positions of words. And, so.
Right.
That's all I got today.
Thanks, Anissa. And look, if an accountant can do it, right? Because that's about as far from creative as you can get. It is very left brain, analytical, right? You guys remember the movie The Matrix, which I actually named my daughter after one of the characters. My daughter's Trinity, powerful woman, character in that movie. But you remember the green characters, like computerized characters that would come down the screen, The Matrix, right? Yes. Does that ring a bell? Anyone? Yes. Okay, great. And you know how many people have run with that? Like as an example. So while Anissa was talking, I was seeing in my mind, all right, data, numbers, very left brain. All right, so here's a black coffee cup with the green characters. And if you look closely, you can make out words in those characters, right? What words? I don't know. We got a lot of Matrix fans. Maybe I just came up with a cup idea just from Anissa saying that she's an accountant, right? I don't know. Does that work for anybody? Maybe. So, yeah. And that's from a guy who anything I've ever designed looks like a heavy metal band logo. Like I got a one-track mind with that, as far as my artistic abilities. So my wife runs our branding agency, and I'm not one of the artists, in case you're wondering. So good stuff. Thank you, Anissa. All right. Anybody else today? Anybody else?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hi.
Hi. I just want to thank Donna for filling me on her what she's going through right now, because I'm actually planning to do the opposite. So I've been doing this now, I guess, for a month, and I feel like I'm kind of hitting walls and working at the same time in life and everything. So I'm planning to take 2 weeks off. So that's so much incentive for you to mention that you've been able to power through it and get as far as you have, because that's really motivating me. So thank you so much for bringing that up. Coming on, you're thinking, oh, I'm going to be on board and it's going to go like boom, boom. And so, yeah, it's good to know it is possible. So thank you so much for bringing that up. And I'm going to power through on my vacation.
Awesome. Great to see you, Crystal.
Yeah.
Good times. All right.
Yeah.
Charlotte. Hey, Charlotte. Let's hear from Charlotte today. Hi, Charlotte.
Hey, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I just said this in the chat, but just for those who are not looking at the chat, I think I'm going to start a Facebook group. So I'm an artist, musician. So I don't remember who it was that was talking about that, but that's kind of been one of my things too. It's like I want to do both. So just thought that'd be a good place to go for artists, musicians, where we can support each other and learn from one another and kind of throw our designs out there for each other to look at. And so if anybody wants to join, you can go to charla@charlaember.com and email me, and we'll just start from there. I haven't started it yet, but.
Awesome. Charla stepping up, creating some resources. Well done, Charla.
So I'll write it in
By the
the
way-
text again there so you guys can.
Yeah. What instrument and what kind of music?
I'm a multi-instrumentalist, so violin, piano, hammered dulcimer, tongue drum, anything that makes sound basically, and I sing and write music. I'm a composer.
Like folk music, or like with that variety of instruments?
Lots of different types of music.
You should go check out her music. She's
You can-
amazing.
You can find me on YouTube, Charla Ember on YouTube.
Phenomenal.
That's my husband
Okay,
bragging
I know
about
I'm
me.
her husband, and you would think that's just what her husband's gonna say, but no, really, like, dude,
Wow.
Okay, thank you.
musical genius.
Wow. All right. Charla Ember on YouTube, says
Yeah, this is-
Charla's husband.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Check it out and get
So I
back
could
to
get
me
him
on
50
that.
more followers here.
There's two different channels on there. The one there's a channel that just has recorded music, and then there's a channel that has like live stuff that I do. So that's more interesting, I think, to follow that one.
Okay. Well, great. Thank you, Charla. All right. And thank you, Charla's husband.
Hey, I want to say one thing too, real quick.
Yeah.
We just ordered some of the products. I don't know, this may be worth something to somebody out there, and it may be small potatoes. I haven't really completely thought this through, but we ordered some cups and a shirt and a pillow, and and Charlotte's an artist, and she's using Canva. And by the way, if you don't think you're an artist, don't underestimate yourself, because there are a lot of resources out there. And just because, I can't draw, but you might find that you're good at composing elements if somebody is providing enough design elements. That's what Charlotte's kind of been doing. She's been taking different design elements from a couple of different sources and compiling them and coming up with this incredible, beautiful stuff. And we know that we've heard, like, the text on the mugs sell more and then the designs are, like, I may be misspeaking there, but I guess depending on the design, et cetera, but just getting these things in our hands was so cool. These elaborate cups that we've made, and they're really beautiful. Then it started giving me all kinds of other ideas, like taking them to a local farmer's market, taking them to some local shops. There are lots of opportunities, I feel like, for some other avenues of passive income with just being able to know how to create this type of stuff. Even if it doesn't like take off on Amazon and sell 1 million, or whatever. So that's it.
Good stuff. Thank you, Charlotte's husband. And maybe we'll see you guys next time. We heard you, but we couldn't see you.
Yeah, sorry, I'm
Yeah.
eating food right now. This is kind of my.
Oh, okay. That's
But
not the
I will.
performance that you were looking for us to observe. Okay, got it.
Food in my
So,
teeth.
yeah, my daughter made a little website, and she does like the farmer's market thing. She makes like custom jewelry. She's made hundreds of dollars. She's 10. She's 10 years
Wow,
old.
that's awesome. Yeah.
Our,
Both of my boys have designed some stuff too, and so we're putting stuff up for them as well, which has
Cool.
been really fun. Yeah.
our son was a dancer, and when he was 10 years old, he put a tip jar on the street at our local art crawl, and he was making about $100 an hour.
At like 9 years old.
Beautiful. Beautiful. God bless America. Awesome stuff. All right. I think we're going to wrap up with Gabe today. Hey, Gabe.
Hey, how's it going?
Awesome.
Anyways, sorry, it's lagging. I was just gonna introduce myself quick, and anyway, just looking forward to getting started, and it seems like a really cool program. So anyway,
Awesome. That's Gabe, everyone. Welcome. Glad you're here, brother. Good to have you here in the group. All right, my friends, we're at the top of the hour, huh? So another thrilling episode of our Daily Success Power Up, whatever this is called, in the can. And for those of you tuning in on YouTube, See if you can be here live. I know if it's Australia, it's a little bit whack. See you tomorrow for Fun Friday. So bring a joke and a dog or a cat or a frog or something, and we're going to have some fun. All right. You guys make it a great day. You totally deserve it. We'll see you real soon. All right.